WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Enough is enough, and it's time for a change!
I can't believe I'm putting my voice to this.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
Thank you for your irrelevant opinion.
And now, here's your host of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry.
The first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say. I'm a broadcast journalist. I have a right to my opinion.
Oh, son of a...
I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even in commentary.
There's the sound of the bell. We are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Nick Cataldi.
Yay!
Pushing buttons, turning dials.
We're missing somebody. What happened?
Lucas is in the building. He is just not in studio at the moment. He will be joining us momentarily.
Okay.
He went to the little intern's room. Yes. Something like that.
He went to the can.
That too, yes.
Yeah.
He's putting putting archives together in the can, exactly. Yes, I see what you did there.
I'm going to laugh a minute.
Only laugh a minute.
When you get a minute, laugh.
There we go. That works. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Of course, SummerSlam tomorrow night. WWE's self-professed second biggest pay-per-view of the year. Looking forward to that. And we'll have our predictions certain to go wrong coming up in this hour. Lots of Monster Factory news. They're in the house tonight. We'll get into that. Also, some big news from George's Cards and Collectibles. That all coming up. But, first and foremost, a major TV program changing nights. TNA Impact. Well, I guess not a lot of people would feel that it's major, but TNA Impact moving to Wednesday nights. That's right. TNA announcing that Impact on Spike TV is moving to Wednesday nights beginning August 20th. That's right. This coming Wednesday. The show will continue to air at 9 p.m. Eastern. Dixie Carter saying in a statement on the TNA website, moving Impact Wrestling to Wednesday nights gives existing fans and new viewers an opportunity to both enjoy wrestling and live sports even more throughout the week. It could also have to do with the NFL taking a huge bite out of the Thursday TV ratings. This Thursday, for example, the 21st, you could have an attractive in-state matchup between the Steelers and Eagles, which, of course, you can hear right here on 1490 WBCB. Shameless plug. And the following Thursday, all 32 NFL teams taking action on August 28th. Competing against one NFL game, it's one thing, but 16 in the same night? Wow. So, yeah, needless to say, that's, I don't know, is that like a last-ditch effort for TNA? Or, I don't know, I guess we'll see. Also, the WWE Network being released worldwide this past week. Of course, the U.S. English language version of WWE Network released this past Tuesday to over 170 countries and territories. However, some notable countries haven't had it made available yet. I'm sure Harry Barnett's fuming over this. Over in the UK, they will have to wait until October. While there's no estimated date yet for release in Italy, Germany, Japan, India, China, Thailand, Malaysia, and the UAE, United Arab Emirates.
China probably boycotted it, so...
China probably boycotted it? Well, I don't know. Shane McMahon was involved in that whole You On Demand over there for a little while.
Yeah, Lucas is the intern here, by the way. I was a little bit late. I had to take a leak. So...
We had already
we kind of acknowledged that and covered that, and
well, I did not know
in a much different way, in fact.
Yeah, we're
not gonna have to.
We brought class, and you brought crass.
Yeah.
Very good. Now my thought process is leaked. Good job. Damn it, Lucas.
That's what they really call too much information. But,
Oh, goodness. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, there's a lot to talk about with the network being released, even though I know it's already been here. First of all, a second pricing option. For those of you who are afraid of long-term commitment, and I don't know, I haven't had that many long-term commitments to really be afraid of them, but WWE now has an option for their network of paying month to month for only $12.99 as opposed to the 6-month committed price of $9.99 per month. In the quarterly conference call, they initially said it was going to be $19.99, double the price. But according to Vince McMahon, the $12.99 price point allows WWE to offer an option with no commitment that we believe better reflects the variety of economies that exist internationally. Translation: If they tried to charge double the price for a short-term commitment, most fans would tell WWE to go pound the mat. As opposed to pound sand. Yeah,
I like that.
Also, WWE Network is now available on Sony Internet-connected TVs, Blu-ray disc players, and Blu-ray home theater systems. Not too shabby. Yeah. But I was going to say, this is kind of fitting considering next week, for those who don't know, I will not be here. I will be, yeah, I know. Yeah, shed a tear or two, eh?
Where are you going to be?
Wait, are we preempted?
I'll be north of the border.
Are we preempted?
Oh, you're going to Iceland, right?
Not that far north. Oh. But I am going north, Miss Tessmacher.
Well, I thought you said Iceland earlier.
Well, that was a play on Denny's Ice Bucket Challenge thing that he was doing.
Dope I am.
Yeah. Play on words. For those who missed it, Denny our polka professor, for lack of a better term, took the Ice Bucket Challenge live on the air, and that was certainly interesting, to say the least. And I got to record and pretty much provide live commentary as it was all going on. So that's what that was all about. But no, going north to Canada, and speak of Canada, a WWE Network Canadian Screwjob. Yeah, it's as mentioned on here previously, WWE Network signed a network distribution deal with Rogers Communications to be distributed in Canada. However, Rogers Cable TV only reaches Eastern Canada, covering the major metropolitan area of Toronto, but the rest of the Canada seems to be screwed. Rogers Cable only available in Ontario, Newfoundland, New Brunswick, and select parts of Quebec. I don't know if that's the English or French parts. But everything west of Ontario, shut out. So Vancouver, Edmonton, Winnipeg, and yes, Calgary, dramatic pause, Alberta, Canada, will not have access to the WWE Network.
I know her.
What, Alberta?
Yeah, Alberta, Canada.
The U.S. comparison would be if just the Eastern time zone, for example, in the U.S. had the WWE Network access, but the rest of the country didn't. What makes it worse, WWE seems to be unaware, as they even announced at a house show in Western Canada last week that WWE Network would be available on Channel 512 for a cable system that they don't have access to.
Wow.
I was going to say, chiming in at all, or are you just...
No, I'm chiming in. I'm
okay.
Just making some notes to my notes.
Notes to your notes, okay. And as if that wasn't bad enough, I mean, when the network launched for us, there was a pretty good selection, wouldn't you say? I mean, you have the network. There's a nice
definitely.
Variety.
Very nice variety.
Canada, not so much. Very limited video on demand in Canada for the WWE Network. Very few options for past pay-per-views that Canadian fans can check out. A mere 12 pay-per-views. That's it. SummerSlam 92, 98, 2000, 2002, and 2005. The Great American Bash 89, Bash at the Beach 94, 96, and 98 from WCW, ECW Heatwave 98 and 99, and ECW One Night Stand 2005.
Wow.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Just those 12 pay-per-views. No WrestleMania's even in there. No Royal Rumbles.
Bleep and Wurzel.
I don't think Wurzel has anything
Dominic
to do with
Danucci going to be in them?
That's actually been a while since he's referenced Danucci.
Yeah, he's
I
making...
don't want to overdo it. I mean, I don't want to push him on too many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've done enough of that with John Cena. I'm just full of vim and vinegar today, aren't I?
What's vim anyway? I know what vinegar is.
I've heard of vim and vigor. It's like an energy thing.
I've heard the expression vim. I just don't know.
Well, yeah, I'm crossing vim and vigor and something else in vinegar.
Okay.
Trying to keep it clean for the radio. Don't want to make Merrill mad up there in Foxborough. Yeah, exactly. Don't want anything to leak out.
Right.
I see. Yeah. Gonna get Lucas in trouble, and he kind of sort of did something.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not. I don't know.
That wasn't so bad. I would have dumped it.
Yeah, true. Exactly. It's all in good fun. Another news, WWE officially switching logos.
Why?
Because they've kind of done it with the network, and I guess enough people liked it, they decided to make that the switch. Plus, they've had the Scratch logo since 97. Well, they had the Scratch WWF logo starting in 97, because that's when they started having to blur things out when the agreement with the World Wildlife Fund, they had to censor any and all mentions of WWF.
That's not fair. Like, seriously, they had to be such Richards about it.
Well, they have since backed off on their stance because WWE said it's cost us millions in editing all this old footage of blurring out every scratch letter F and muting out every time they say WWF and WW. Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. Or in one case, they had Hogan dub over it, so you have him cutting this promo from 1989, and talking about becoming the WWE champion. It was just, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Hogan dubbing over his own promo 23 years later.
When Peter works for the cigarette company, it's like subliminal messages like, I'll take care of him, Mom. Lassie was my dog. Are you smoking yet?
Oh, yes, the subliminal smoke messages from Family Guy that weren't really all that subliminal.
Yeah. Smoke.
But yeah, kind of something like that. But they have since backed off on that. So now it's as you remember them for the most part. Although there's a small part of me, even though it would be completely, I guess, silly in retrospect, that kind of wishes they'd leave the pay-per-views untouched and even include the 5-minute intermission that they would have on early pay-per-views. I know you're too young to even know that was the thing. If you ever look at some of the pay-per-views from the 80s and early 90s, you'll see in the middle there'll be literally like 5 or 6 interviews in a row, and then there'd be another 5 or 6 interviews right after that. That's because during the live pay-per-view, there'd be a 15-minute intermission in the arena. So this is like your Educate the Intern moment.
Yeah, that's like how they do it at the
SmackDown tapings or the house shows. Yeah,
house shows.
Yeah, but there would be a 15-minute intermission. So for the crowd in the arena, they're doing their intermission thing. But for the people watching the pay-per-view at home, it was literally, all right, we're going to take 5 minutes and interview a bunch of wrestlers about what happened or what's going to happen. We're going to take a literal 5-minute break in the pay-per-view. And then we're going to come back, have some more interviews, and then get ready to get started after the fact.
Nice.
The problem is usually those matches that came on right after that just were complete, just in a vacuum because the crowd's still making their way to their seats.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't come up with an immediate example off the top of my head, but like WrestleMania 7, right after the climax of Savage reuniting with Elizabeth after losing the career match to the Ultimate Warrior. And then you come back and it's Demolition against Tenryu and Katao, which nobody really, it was pretty much meant to be ignored, just as an example.
Just to fill time.
And they didn't even need to because the WrestleMania 7, the WrestleManias 4, 5, 6, and 7 had 14 matches to kill roughly 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, they were stretching for time when a lot of those matches they really didn't need. Like Tito Santana and the Warlord,
really,
for example.
You mean Chico?
No, that's Razor Ramon.
No. Back in the day, Jesse Ventura would refer to him as Chico Santana.
The story being nasty, Chico.
Yeah, there were a lot of.
Do you know what Chico means?
Well, it's like It's like I don't know.
It means boy.
Boy.
Okay.
I have a question about Jesse Ventura because my brother and I got into arguing about it. Was Jesse Ventura wasn't he the governor of like Minnesota?
Minnesota.
Yes.
Minnesota. My
back in the late '90s,
yeah. Texas. I'm like,
No, in fact, that set up his involvement as the special guest referee in the main event at SummerSlam 1999, which was in, I don't know if it was still called the Target Center back then or if it was a different name. I'm sure Eric or Ross from the Minnesota Wrecking Crew will be more than happy to correct me on that. But the main event of it was the triple threat. It was Austin, Mankind, and Triple H.
I didn't follow his political career real closely, but for the most part, what I did know, he apparently did a good job.
There was
some people who thought so. How's that?
There was from this month's WWE magazine, the SummerSlam Hot issue. There was a trivia thing, and I told you my first SummerSlam I'd ever watched was the first ever from '89 or '88. And it said what was in the main event. It was like one of these like fill in the blanks. In the main event of SummerSlam, blank defeated blank with special guest referee blank in blank, like 19. So I actually knew the answer. It was the Mega Powers versus the Mega defeated the Mega Bucks with Jesse the Body Ventura as a guest referee in 1988, the main event of SummerSlam. The first.
That is good history, yes.
Very good.
Because I'd known it because WWE Classics, that was the first thing I'd ever watched was that main event.
Do you know what arena it was in? I know, I'm giving you a Waltism.
I was going to say, what is the next thing? Are you going to say, like, what's the popcorn brand that was sponsoring the whole event?
Ooh.
Don't look it up. Please don't look it up.
Go ahead and detect some bitterness here.
I was like, yeah, calm yourself. My goodness.
Down, boy.
My bad.
What was the popcorn anyway, Fearon?
Orville Redenbacher, shut up.
That'd be my guess. I don't know.
That's all I can think of.
I don't think they had Aramark back then.
Yeah.
The hell did we get on this? You know
I
what?
just simply mentioned his political career.
Well, we were talking about
Yeah.
Body Ventura, and I talked about WWE.
There we go. Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't hold it.
I don't know. I guess he opted not to run again, and
Well, he said he
since
wouldn't.
then
He said he wouldn't.
He just wanted to be one and done, as opposed to I guess a lot of people who make a career out of How did this turn into Speak Your Piece? I know it's the noon hour, and that's usually from Monday to Friday here on BCB, but
I was talking about a wrestler whose name came up.
Thanks, Obama.
Obama.
No, it's a.
Now we're getting really away.
It's an.
all right, let's take care of some business. We'll get to the phones on the other side. We've got James and Ed who are hanging on. We'll get to them right on the other side. Predictions certain to go wrong still for SummerSlam. Lots to talk about with the Monster Factory, George's Cards and Collectibles. We've got Dean Ambrose in an upcoming film to talk about. A WWE 2K15 roster note. Should be interesting. And Alberto Del Rio is on pay-per-view tomorrow, but it's not SummerSlam. Tell you more about that coming up as well. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Yeah, you're not taking diligent notes or anything like that, plus you're phones in the meanwhile, so it's kind of hard to stick with all of it.
Is that all I'm good for with you, Fearon? Is that all I'm good for, answering phones, really? And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your host, Fearon Derry.
I could have you go get me coffee. Ooh.
Yeah, why don't you answer that question for
I had to get my
Is
ooh
that
in
all
there.
I'm good for, answering phones?
No.
Good.
It's always good when you contribute to the show.
Thank you. Nick,
At least most of the time. And you're gonna boss the producer around?
No, I'm
It's a motto with you. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly with Lucas, the defiant intern.
You didn't show him where the other interns who wised off ended up, did you? You didn't show them out back, did you, Fearon? Yeah.
No, I saw the
No.
chains. I set them free a couple of days ago.
You set them free, huh?
Yeah, they ran into the woods, and I think somebody shot one of them. I don't know. It's a blur. Don't.
Those are the ones that are living, and none of the
Kids,
ones that died.
Stay away from caffeine.
Caffeine is a hell of a drug. Is that where you're going with
this?
this?
What are you, a commie? He's a communist.
No, I'm not a commie. You know.
Very good impersonation, but he never said that.
Yeah, I know. You know.
But it was
I think it
pretty
was
good impersonation.
You know, just for some of you political.
I like that. That was pretty good. Honest engine.
I really don't know.
Get
that
it?
much.
Honest engine. Being politically correct.
Can we restore some decorum here, please? Maybe.
I'm
Watch
afraid
your
I've
mouth.
got some bad news.
Okay.
Yeah, you're off your rocka. That's the bad news.
Yeah, so I am.
All right, this is Pro Wrestling Weekly. At least I think it is. I'm not even sure anymore. Let's go to the phones. Maybe that'll save me here. We'll get them going in a little bit. Get B going, Nick. Get B on the. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
All right, I think we've got it going. We got James here.
Hey, what's going on here, guys?
What's going on?
Not much. First time call here, by the way.
Oh, thanks for chiming in. Good to hear from you. What's on your mind?
Well, before we get to some wrestling business, I just want to say that termite commercial scared the living crap out of me.
You're afraid of termites?
I'm afraid of everything, huh?
I was gonna say, meeting wrestlers in person might be a bit intimidating for you then.
But all kidding aside, I just want to say you guys are doing a fine job. Lucas, great job a couple weeks ago.
Thank you.
Not bad at all. Awesome. And as far as SummerSlam goes, here's my observation. As far as John Cena versus Brock Lesnar goes, Brock Lesnar is going to kick I don't want to say the other word.
Living daylights. We'll go with the living daylights.
Yes, absolutely. Out of John Cena, because I think that Paul Heyman is the best manager in professional wrestling today.
Paul Heyman?
That's what I said.
Oh, yeah. We'll go with that. All right.
But anyway, you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. You are the best wrestling show that I've ever listened to.
And probably the first. All right.
Why don't you thank your father for calling in, Fearon?
Because, I won't finish that. Yeah. All right, James, thanks so much for calling. Yeah, I don't think it's my dad chiming in. Just
Only kidding. It's an old joke. Come on. I'm not wasting any more good material on you.
Should we tell him?
I'll save it for the commercial break.
Wee stuff. Go ahead.
Oh, goodness. All right, let's... I see what's going on here. All right, let's get to Ed from Northeast Philly. Ed, what's going on?
We got some good shows coming to the area. We got RPW tonight at Handover Armory with Tommy Dreamer, Balls and Axel, Robbie E, and Sonny.
Oh wow, a lot of blasts from the past there.
And there's a free wrestling show next week with Scott Hall up in Reading, PA.
Oh, a bit of a hike, but I mean, certainly worth it to see Scott Hall.
7 p.m. bell time.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a lot to look forward to in the area coming up. I just heard last week that SmackDown will be in Philadelphia on October 7th at the Wells Fargo Center, and 3 days prior to that, WWE will be in Trenton at the Sunbank Center. That's preceding Saturday, October 4th. And I'm working with Matt Miro, although he does have some other, of course, our program director here at BCB. He does have some other slight personal concerns that he's getting out of the way first. Something about a knot that he's got to tie or something like that.
One question. Remember that show back in June, Wrestling with Disaster?
Yes.
What was that name of the band that was...
the Carousel Kings.
Oh, the Carousel Kings. Because somebody was going to put on a wrestling show, and they were asking me about that band.
I'm 99% sure it's the Carousel Kings, and if it isn't, I'm going to catch all kinds of hell from Anthony Bruno, as well as RC from Completely Damaged, because I know that they're friends of both of theirs. So, I'm sure the hate messages will be chiming in quickly. If I'm incorrect.
Band for a wrestling show coming up in the next few months.
Yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things going on. We're going to be talking a lot about them coming up over the next few weeks, to say the least. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely long overdue, to say the least. That should be a lot of fun. But leave it to me to plan my vacation around a wrestling event. Talk about putting myself into my work. So I'm literally leaving for vacation upon the conclusion of SummerSlam. How crazy is that?
Yeah.
That's something crazy, I'm sure.
And we'll have a wrestling show coming up. It's going to be a tournament style for the late Trent Acid.
Oh yes, I know he's very very popular in this area, and once you get more information about that, definitely keep us abreast on it.
This past June, 3 or 4 years, I think.
Yeah, it's something. I think it was 2010, so it was 4 years ago. Yeah. Gosh, where's the time gone? All right, sounds like a plan, Ed. Thanks so much for chiming in. Always appreciate the look at the local scene, and got a couple other housekeeping things to talk about. Speaking of the local scene, including Monster Factory Pro Wrestling action returning tonight. Lucas is already geeked up for it in a nonverbal fashion because it's radio, and doing things non-verbally is great on the radio.
Yeah, I know, right?
But yes, the Monster Factory tonight, 541 Manto Avenue in Paulsboro, New Jersey. 10 matches have been announced. Former tag team champion Brawley of the Legion of Anarchy, Lucas's favorite team, at least for the moment.
No, not for the moment. LOA for life.
Oh, yes, he's working on a poster as we speak. He faces off against Major McClendon. Good news, Hughes defending the Supersonic Championship against number one contender Francis Kip Stevens.
Kip, hooray!
You going to go through all the catchphrases?
No.
Okay,
No.
good. Luis the Punisher Martinez defending his newly won heavyweight championship against Ring of Honor star Benchmark Bill Daly. Newcomer to the factory, Billy Damiana challenging Rhett Titus, one of your not favorites.
Correct.
The factory's finest, Mike Spanos and Clutch Adams defending their recently won tag titles against former champs Shaheem Ali and Mark Cruz, AC Rock.
Okay, AC Rock, please beat the crap out of Spanos for me. He's a nice guy. I've met him. But as a wrestler gimmick, I just don't like him.
But he's one of the factory's finest.
Spanish?
Spanos. Mike Spanos.
I went to high school with a kid who called himself Spanish. What his last name was?
I'm afraid to ask.
Daniels?
Not a bad guess. Dombrowski.
Dombrowski, okay.
Actually, he was half Spanish, half Polish, obviously.
But that's an interesting mix.
It was. Nice guy, too.
Also,
but he was called Spanish by everybody.
Newcomer Nick Camarado squaring off against Grey Wolf. There's a four-man supersonic scramble between Mike Burke, Ricky Rocks, Alvarado, and Anthony Bennett. There's two teams making their factory debut. Milk Chocolate squaring off against the Old School Empire.
Whoa. Milk Chocolate?
We had this discussion last week. How quickly did you forget?
I try to forget that names like that, Fearon, quite often.
That explains why I'm single. Also, the Monster 2 facing Ryan Adrenaline Rush. And if all that wasn't enough, if you go to the Monster Factory show tonight at 7 and bring your ticket stub back tomorrow night, you can watch WWE SummerSlam for free with some of your favorite Monster Factory wrestlers. More information on all this is available at monsterfactory.org. Hopefully we will see you there tonight. Look for me. I have a large afro.
I have some, because Ed was talking about a tournament-style event going on. There was I believe Combat Zone Wrestling, that's in New Jersey.
CZW? It's in the it's in the general Philadelphia area, yeah.
Okay, so
Voorhees, I think, a little bit also.
About Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose is the only WWE superstar to ever have participated in CZW's Ultraviolent Tournament of Death, a notoriously gruesome annual deathmatch spectacle that features broken glass, barbed wire, and other implements of gore. He made it to the semifinals of the tournament in 2009, but lost to CZW veteran Nick Gage. Vince McMahon presumably hasn't seen that match.
Well, yeah, Vince got more than his fill of the extreme and the hardcore and all that in the mid to late 90s.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of gotten to the point where it's been watered down for a lot of people because there was so much of it back then.
Yeah.
At least that's my guess. And also, wow, George's Cards and Collectibles just hammering out the announcements this past week. As I've mentioned over the last few weeks here on the show, of course, Crime Time will be at George's Cards and Collectibles at the Neshaminy Mall next Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Good old JTG and Shad Gaspard reuniting.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, they're doing it for money. Yeah. That's kind of how that goes.
Yeah, I know.
Also, just announced on Saturday, September 13th, WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas. You haven't heard his laugh before? No?
I don't think so.
No, I can't say that I have. No.
That was a pretty, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's going to be like, oh, that impression sucked. But, yeah, Tony Atlas, the Hall of Famer, will be at George's in the Neshaminy Mall from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I remember
like
interviewing him.
Like Ricky Ricardo, I'm sorry.
A little bit, yeah.
Lucy, I'm home. And your impression stunk. That was
apparently I got some splaining to do. Plus, on Saturday, October 11th, Sean Waltman, formerly known as X-Pac,
oh yeah,
will appear at George's in the Neshaminy Mall from 1 to 3 p.m. right after the show, so we'll be able to run over there. Yay! Check out George's 3 locations for all of your sports and wrestling memorabilia needs. Their original store at 7755 New Falls Road in Levittown, in the Oxford Valley Mall in the Sears Court on the lower level, and their newest location in the Neshaminy Mall in the movie theater wing. For more information on the upcoming Crime Time, Tony Atlas, and X-Pac appearances, give George's a call at 215-943-2475 or visit them on the web at georgescollectibles.com. Plus, just announced, that's right, it's back. Saturday, November 15th, Sinomania 8.
Oh,
yes, Sinomania 8 at the Bucks County Technical High School, 610 Worcester Road, Fairless Hills, PA. Stay tuned to WBCB over the upcoming weeks as the guests are announced. In fact, George's Cards and Collectibles has said the first guest will be announced this coming Monday night. I'll have to check that out from some sort of Wi-Fi from north of the border to find out exactly what's going on.
On the web, is he going to announce it on the website? Or?
Well, it'll probably be on their Facebook page. So check out George's Cards and Collectibles Facebook page as well. That's more than likely where they will announce it. But yes, Sinomania, I've gotten a chance to chat with a lot of wrestlers over the years at these Sinomania events, and I'm sure...
It will be my first Sinomania.
You haven't been to any of the ones prior?
Never got to.
Oh, are you in for a treat?
I really wanted to go to the one where Ric Flair was like the headliner. They had Sergeant Slaughter, Ric Flair. I think it was 2008.
Oh, wow. That might have been, I think that was Sinomania 3. That was, my first was 4, to give you a kind of a... And that was just after I'd taken over the show in 2009. So, as I've joked many a time on this program, I was greener than Doink the Clown's hair back then. Some would argue that I haven't really progressed much since. Yeah.
I am not one of those people.
Well, you didn't know me back then.
Well, I can tell that.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
I can tell.
Well, true. I'm sure I could pull up some of those earlier episodes, and you can hear the difference being night and day as far as how I sounded then versus how I sound now.
Yeah.
That's when you hear my, that is not fair moments. Oh, gosh. Where the heck do we go from here? Some of the stories, yes, like Del Rio. I teased that earlier. Del Rio on the pay-per-view tomorrow, but not SummerSlam. He will appear at AAA's big Triple Mania show in Mexico City tomorrow. Ay Dios mío, indeed. Del Rio, who was released from WWE last week for unprofessional conduct, has been announced for AAA's biggest show of the year back in Del Rio's home country. Also scheduled to appear at the AAA show, Global Force Wrestling's own Jeff Jarrett, since they have an agreement with AAA and all that.
Piss him off.
True. He
doesn't like.
He breaks guitars. He's broken a lot of them, and some would argue whether or not he's drawn a dime. Mike Graham, perhaps.
Wow.
I know. OSW review reference. One of many. They're entertaining. What can I say? All right, this is right up your alley, Lucas. A WWE 2K15 roster note.
No, I already know this story. But go ahead. I really am excited to hear it again.
Despite the fact that he is no longer with WWE, the upcoming video game WWE 2K15 will include CM Punk. How's that for a swerve?
That was funny. That was good.
Punk is featured in the 2K Showcase Career mode of the game that spotlights 2 wrestling rivalries in WWE's history. CM Punk and John Cena from 2011 to 2013, along with Triple H and Shawn Michaels from 2002 to 2004. The 2K Showcase mode will span 33 matches across the 2 rivalries in a mini documentary style similar to WWE 13's Attitude Era mode and the 30 years of WrestleMania in last year's WWE 2K14.
You know what the sad thing is? They're not gonna I know the one match they're not gonna add in 2004 for the 2004 rivalry mode. And if they
are you talking about the main event of WrestleMania 20?
If they do, I will be so surprised.
Stevie Richards won the world title,
or beep 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 won. You know, the same winner of the Royal Rumble 2.
Hardcore Holly, who also won the.
Somewhere Dan from Chicago's having a heart attack, just like it's Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, where's your bleeper button now? No, don't get it out. Don't.
I'm not.
Oh, see what I start. It's all my fault. Also, Dean Ambrose. I mentioned that earlier. He is to star in a WWE Studios action film.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this?
Oh, Lunatic Fringe hits the big time, baby. Woo!
Dean Ambrose starring in the film Lockdown. Nothing to do with TNA. Co-produced between WWE Studios and Lionsgate, according to Variety. Variety.com describing the film as a police officer who finds himself trapped inside his own precinct and hunted after crooked cops stop at nothing to recover incriminating evidence of illegal activities against those closest to him. Production is set to start this month.
I definitely would see that.
I don't know, but then again, I'm not a movie guy.
If it's WWE, I mean, come on, you got to sit through it with me. I'll make you sit through it with me.
It's a good thing I didn't know you when Legendary came out.
Oh, come on. That actually, I watched a little bit. I didn't get to see all of it, but it's actually a good movie. People just slag on it because it's Cena. That guy
Or they slagged on it because it's... Well, I don't know. I didn't see it, but I would imagine that it sucked.
It actually wasn't that bad.
I don't know.
It's not like Oscar-worthy, but it was good.
And the Academy Award goes to not Vince McMahon.
Oh, please. He's not going to win an Academy Award.
Yeah, I would imagine not. If anything, I mean, maybe an Emmy for back in the day. McMahon 316 says, I just blanked my pants. Remember that from the Bang 316?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if you had seen that or not. I was going to say, if not, that might have to be a must-see YouTube for later.
But I know what happened. Like, I saw the clip.
Okay.
I didn't see the whole episode of Raw. But
well, no, I couldn't tell you what happened. I mean, it was like 600 episodes ago. I can't remember. Barely remember what happened 2 weeks ago at my age.
You're 32.
33.
33. Okay, so you should... Okay, 33. You're 33. Shouldn't be having Alzheimer's.
I just have forgetful moments.
Okay.
Like forgetting to go to break, because we should have done that already. So let's go ahead and take care of that.
Oh, now we get fired. Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. I'm fired.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, wait. So another episode next week of the wrestling show.
Of the Lucas show?
And what does he do? He interrupts anyway, trying to really get us kicked out.
I don't like your tone, Nick.
You don't?
Oh.
What was that again?
Nick muting his microphone.
Where'd you go?
Wait, he muted his microphone?
No, he muted your microphone.
You dope. She's old man.
You hear me on the air, right?
You cannot be heard on the air
the
right
microphone
now.
my microphone is barely picking you up.
Right.
That's
and I could also lower that too and make sure that
lower
we
me as well.
will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical.
I was going to scream.
You are in the outer limits, is what you are, son.
Something obscene, but if I only had I known that it wasn't going to pick me up on the mic.
No, you wait until those microphone lights are all red. And even then you should be really careful. There's intern lesson. I don't even know what number we're up to.
That's why I thought, is his mic going to pick me up, or like I didn't?
No.
Yes.
No. Now you're back on the air, son.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So bottom line, don't do anything stupid.
Yes.
Don't say something stupid. Don't take Brock Lesnar's advice. Don't say something stupid. You heard in that intro last week what it did for Booker T.
Say something stupid.
You heard how that went with Booker T. Yes.
We're coming for you.
Hey.
You're a good man,
Did you
Lucas.
say
You're
Canadian?
Yes, I said Canadian.
Oh my God, he did it again.
Hoser. All right. Let's take care of some business. Come back at our SummerSlam predictions starting to go wrong. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, August 16. On this date in 1993, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from Poughkeepsie, New York. In the main event, the 1-2-3 Kid defeated Ted DiBiase by disqualification. On this date in 1999, WCW Monday Nitro aired live from Colorado Springs, Colorado. In the main event, Hulk Hogan fought Sid Vicious to a no contest. On this date in 2001, WWF SmackDown aired live from Salt Lake City, Utah. In the main event, Booker T fought The Rock to a no contest in a lights out match. On this date in 2009, TNA held its Hard Justice pay-per-view. In the main event, Kurt Angle defeated Matt Morgan and Sting in a three-way match to retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, August 16. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Lucas the Intern. No? Sandbag me? Okay.
No.
And,
No. Hi.
Oh, just taking your own sweet time. That's all right. We only got 10 minutes left in the show. Sure. Just roll through the weeds. It's all right. And Nick Cataldi as well.
Yay.
Boo.
Pushing dials and turning buttons.
That 1-2-3 Kid was one of the names that really annoyed me. I don't know. I just did.
Well, he initially, prior to that, was the Lightning Kid.
I don't remember that. I remember the 1-2-3 Kid.
And then when he debuted on Monday Night Raw back in, what was it, May of '93, they did. That was where I got that clip from, where Vince McMahon said, "Let's just call him the Kid." That's where that came from.
Yeah.
That's original.
But, he's gone through a bunch of name changes. He went over to WCW, became Six,
X-Pac,
and Six-Pac, and then he came back to the WWF and became X-Pac.
Six-Pac.
So you can... So you can, yeah.
I like that one.
You can let him know when he comes to George's Cards and Collectibles on October 11th.
Well, not his fault.
Yeah.
Plug. Good for you.
There's a few names I didn't really care for too much.
I'm skilled at... Yeah.
You're a ninja when it comes to that.
Well, of course. I mean, how else do you get to be the host of the longest running pro? Just because it annoys you. Although apparently the folks on the Facebook feedback are not annoyed. A couple of comments have chimed in. This is the first chance I've had to get a look at it. In reference to that caller James earlier, Joseph chiming in saying, "Lucas, that last caller sounded like he could be your brother." Referring to James.
No, my brother's name is Rocco. Jokes.
I know.
Well, it doesn't mean he used the right name. I mean,
been fooled by that before.
Well, I've called up.
It's not my brother.
I've called up friends on the air, other stations, and used different names on the air. You know, they knew it was me, but other people didn't. Necessarily.
You guys are killing it comedy-wise today. Keep up the good work, fellas. I'm legit LMAO here. A fast hour. You guys make the show flow well. Certainly appreciate that.
From?
It was also from Joseph. It's just rapid firing. In reference to when I said don't get your bleeper button out, he also added, "That's what she said." Very original. I don't get it.
Okay.
And
Moving
just in case anyone was thinking this, I do not see Seth Rollins trying to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase at SummerSlam. If anything, he may go the way of Damian Sandow and Cena himself in losing the Money in the Bank opportunity. Well, speak of SummerSlam, let's get into it.
Predictions certain to go wrong. There should be like a drop for that.
Or like a little jingle or something.
Predictions certain to go wrong, like weenie in the butt, ding ding ding. Like
no. I know where you're going with it, but no, because that would take up about 90% of the show if you went over the top the way they did in Family Guy.
Like type of like that singer sort of jingle, Predictions certain to go wrong. Ding, ding.
You're just going to keep throwing melodies out there until one sticks, aren't you?
Will you stop?
Of course not. I'm a broadcast journalist. All right. SummerSlam lineup. Predictions certain to go wrong. Let's start with Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt in what seems to be the second of their summer series. Okay, now we're apparently in the lightning round. Okay,
sorry.
Bray Wyatt, and I agree. Since Jericho got the win last month. And that'll probably set up the rubber match for Night of Champions. The Divas title, AJ Lee and Paige. You're going to declare yourself the winner on that one, aren't you?
For the past 2 months, yes, I am. Yeah, AJ wins.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. The Lumberjack match, and it's okay. Dean Ambrose against Seth Rollins in a lumberjack match. The match we didn't see last month because Dean Ambrose was hiding in a trunk. Yeah, I thought that was silly too.
Yeah, I'm thinking. It was either way for me, but I'm going to go with Ambrose.
Yeah, that one's a very difficult one to just because you're not really sure where it's going. But I could see Ambrose getting the win, and then Seth Rollins after the match just beating Ambrose right off of TV and onto the movie screen.
Yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Based on the story earlier. Yeah. All right, the ever touted flag match.
What do you mean by touted?
Remember that crappy app that WWE was pimping all the... No, I just mean like highly talked about. There's a buzz about it, and I kind of said that in inverted commas, just joshing around. Jack Swagger and Rusev.
I'll go Jack Swagger.
Yeah, it's SummerSlam. It's in Los Angeles. Vince loves doing the Americana things, so of course America has to win here.
Yeah.
I mean... Well, I could do a whole history on it, but we've got like 5 minutes left and still 4 more matches to go. All right. The Battle of the Divas. That's not for the title. Brie Bella and Stephanie McMahon.
Brie Bella.
Stephanie making her way back into the ring for the first time in, a decade?
Yeah, and that was another one, surprisingly. I know a lot of you are going to slag me for this, but I thought that was another one that could go either way.
Well, I mean... She's a McMahon, so of course, and she's married to Triple H, so yeah, there is that kind of power play card that a lot of people expect. So it doesn't seem as out of sorts. Plus, she's been working very hard with a personal trainer to get herself in phenomenal shape for 37.
Yeah.
But Brie Bella, I think, she's going to take it and avenge
Nikki.
Well, avenge Nikki and avenge the stupidity that was Claire Lynch 2.0 this past Monday, which I'd love to give out about, but I don't have enough time to.
Claire Lynch, was that the girl from TNA?
That was the TNA.
That was the same one?
No, but they were going in a similar direction, and it was...
Because I was going to say, I feel
the personal trainer having an affair with Daniel Bryan, and Bryan giving no chance to defend himself, and now it looks like his character is just... It was character assassination.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure Vince is kind of smiling about, because when Daniel Bryan comes back, people still go, oh yeah, he cheated on Brie, allegedly.
They really want, I think...
They just want to drag him through the mud.
Vince really wants to bury Daniel Bryan. He doesn't want Daniel Bryan to be champion because, it's Vince.
Yeah, because Daniel Bryan's not larger than life.
Gary Stride, wow.
No, that was 91, 92? Yeah, let's not bring up the WBF.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother story for a whole nother show. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship. The one match we disagree on.
I say Ziggler.
I think The Miz retains, and it has nothing to do with his self-professed awesomeness or his moneymaker face. And apparently that money is, pennies. He's got a frog face.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he's a nice enough guy. I've met him in person, but I mean, I don't
cross the street without getting hit by a car rather than Frogger reference.
I see what you did. Yeah. You think Dolph Ziggler? Now, do you think he wins the title, or do you think it's just like a cheap?
I feel like he wins the title.
Ziggler's your Intercontinental Champion. Okay.
I feel like they just want to give Miz the one, for 1 month, and then.
Yeah, for enduring 2 Marine movies, that's your reward. You get the Intercontinental title for a couple months.
It's a Jeff Hardy title run.
Yikes. Yeah. Roman Reigns and Randy Orton.
Reigns.
I don't know what that was. I'm just going to move on. Yes, I think Reigns wins as well. And finally, John Cena and Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I'm sure that you're going with your boy, Mr. You Can't See Me.
The champ will be here, but it will not be Cena. I pick Lesnar.
What?
I pick Lesnar.
You're going with Lesnar. Okay. Color me surprised.
I love Cena. I
make that color with a U, because I'm going north where they do it. They spell it that way.
I think Lesnar. I have a gut feeling about it.
As do I. And I know people are going to be like, but he only works like a certain amount of dates. How can they have him as champion?
You'd be surprised.
Well, plus, I mean, back in the day, that was how it worked. When Hogan was champion, he wasn't on TV every week. So that way, when he did make an appearance, it felt special.
Yeah.
That's kind of the problem with the oversaturation of wrestling and WWE, is that there's so much that nothing really feels special. We've got 12 pay-per-views a year, and really WrestleMania even kind of sort of feels special. Whereas back when there were 4 pay-per-views a year, all of them felt special because you didn't get nearly as many of them.
Yeah.
Okay, there's my rant about that.
SummerSlam and WrestleMania, it's SummerSlam and WrestleMania, whether it's special or not. You have to.
Yeah, this is the 26th one of them.
Yeah.
It's way longer than you've been alive.
Yes.
Just to put that in perspective. All right, so there we go. We agree on 7 of the 8 matches. Enjoy SummerSlam tomorrow. There's other stuff that I'm sure we could have talked about, but due to my incompetence, I missed out on it. And we'll get into a whole litany of stuff 2 weeks from now, as I won't be here next week. I'll be enjoying time north of the border. Yes, Nick, I don't know what you'll do. You'll probably play country music.
I'll probably just sit here in silence.
Yeah, just yay for an hour. Just yay.
Every now and again, I go, yay.
Yay. Yay.
I don't know if I can go on. I might just quit.
Please don't.
Yeah, that's it.
Please do not.
Yeah, I'll scare everybody to death. Yeah. We know what'll happen if I walk out. Sorry. Enjoy yourself.
Can I answer that question without getting fired?
You're not even hired. You can't get fired yet.
He's like George Jetson. He gets fired at the end of every episode by Mr. Spacely and comes back the next show.
Spacely brings him back.
Yeah, something like that. Never goes over to Cogswell Cogs. We're going to end on a Jetsons reference? Man, I am a space cadet today. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. See you in 2 weeks.
1490 WBCB, Levittown, Peerless Hills, Trenton.